Greetings, fellow farmyard animals of the internet. Today I've got something a bit different for you. So, I was fortunate enough to be invited to meet up with the Free Jam developers in Portsmouth. I plan to do a few videos from this experience, but real life has kind of sapped up my time, so please forgive the delay. Now, I met up with Left of Never, and he took me for a Chicken Tuesdays at Nando's. For our foreign friends, this is a very traditional lunchtime activity, which gives thanks to our ancestors, who were rather naughty. So, we call it in the UK, going for a cheeky Nando's. And, as if the fates had planned it, I found myself sitting next to our Lord Drognin. He was a Robocraft community manager who will never be forgotten. He's now moved on to be associate producer of the VR game at Climax Studios called Balloon Chair Deathmatch. Check it out, and here's what he had to say for himself.
Greetings, Lord Drognin. What an honour it is to meet you.
I gave up the Lord title, don't worry. It's not Lord.
Oh, you're not Lord anymore? Well,
just simply Drognin.
I beseech you. So, on behalf of the Robocraft community, can I just say, please come back. We need you.
Hey, hi. Not in front of me.
No, but you two had this like dynamic, you know, like a straight guy and the funny, you know.
What, a straight guy and the gay guy?
So,
no one said that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying that. So, tell us, where have you been? What have you been doing?
I've been on the other side of the office.
Okay.
Working on a game called Balloon Chair Deathmatch, which is a VR game.
Isn't that like a fad VR?
No, I'll throw you out a window for saying that. Fortunately not. No, actually, you'll understand when you have a go. Like, it's really difficult to explain. I've been paying attention to VR for a long time. Like, that original Portsmouth when it was on Kickstarter. And it's like, the analogy I always use is the difference between seeing a picture of the Niagara Falls and being. There is no comparison to make. You can't look at a picture of the Niagara Falls and say, yes, I can understand how breathtaking this might be. You physically can't. You need to use VR to understand. And once you do, you'll understand why the opportunities it offers for gaming are very, very, very different. And a lot more easy to utilize. Like, for example, I thought the Kinect was a gimmick. I thought no offense to Microsoft.
I'm not sure this is recording because the thing is gone again.
So like the Kinect, the Wiimote, stuff like that. Good hardware, cool stuff, but they're very platform specific and they don't add enough to justify a new industry build.
Okay. So so what are the challenges? What are the differences you've noticed?
Design's really interesting in VR. It's really shallow at the moment, which is pretty cool. Like, because you're seeing that you don't use the same rules for design in VR as you do in typical games design. It's absolutely different, not just because of input methods, but everything, player comfort and stuff like that is very important. So seeing how shallow a lot of the game design is at the moment, and not as an insult, like that sounds like an insult, but it's not intended as one. And I'm sure people currently designing games will agree that it's designed as an extremely in-depth, complicated, difficult thing to get right. Over time, you're going to see much more interesting uses of VR coming.
So you feel like you're at the frontier pushing?
Well, that's what we're shooting for. Like, that's what Climax Studios is trying to do. BCDM is like the 8th VR game, I believe, by the studio. And it's like, we're being pushed to really take advantage of this opportunity of being one of the first studios. This year, man, a lot of things you're going to hear in the news is VR Studio XYZ is shut down.
Well, virtual reality does sound better than real reality.
It is, well, considerably. But yeah, so there's that. In terms of challenges, like my role's different now. I'm a producer, rather than community manager. But I'm still utilising my skills that I learned at Free Jam as a community manager, while also utilising the skills I learned at Free Jam, hanging around Mark and Phil and that sort of thing. So I'm directing the game, making sure that it's going in the correct direction. We have a designer, so I try to leave all design to him.
Yeah, of course, you want to step on his toes.
Exactly. But I still need to make sure that the game is going in the correct direction. So, for example, originally it was very multiplayer focused, but
how does that work in VR? Yeah.
Well, what do you mean?
I can't conceptualise it. I've never done it.
Oh no, we'll play some games at some point, I'm sure. But the problem with multiplayer is, like, Robocraft has issues with matchmaking. League of Legends has issues with matchmaking. They have millions of players playing, and the reason is that you'll never have enough players to be able to matchmake extremely focused, right? So with us, not only do you have a pay up front product, but it requires you to have a £1,000+ computer, VR headset, and the touch screen. You have to have the controllers as well. Extremely niche. So obviously you don't have enough people to easily have games going off all the time. So games development focuses more.
But as it progresses, I presume those will become cheaper. that's what you're banking on.
Exactly. Exactly. The technology will improve, the hardware will become cheaper, more people will have access to it, and also the game itself, because we're in early access, the game will improve. We're adding a load more single player content, and once people have access to single player content, there's still going to be more people around playing multiplayer content, and other things can be made to improve it. Not having to sit in a lobby, for example, and wait for a multiplayer game to start, so you can play all your single player stuff, like that sort of thing. Like, it's interesting. And it's just fascinating. I love that it's a new small project. I love that I'm facing a lot of the difficulties that I know that Mark Simmons and the original 5-man team of Robocraft faced when they were starting out as well.
So it's all a progression.
Yeah.
So you can really see
it's awesome. Like growth, this sort of growth is things that I enjoy. Starting something small. When I was working at Free Jam, I focused a lot on creating new initiatives and stuff like Robo Unity. Right? I enjoy having nothing, creating something, growing it, and developing it. And I take a lot of satisfaction from it. And so,
building a robot.
Like building a robot. Like building Skimchi, who started out 2 years ago, and now that he's a whole completely different style of rocket sled, but it's developed and fun, and you can see the progression there. It's a lot more effective than it used to be. It's that sort of progression.
Cool. So thank you for taking this time.
No, not at all.
Just making a short video. All the best in the future, and if you ever, if it doesn't work out, we love you still.
Bye.